Our challenge was to market a product that people didn't really understand completely and probably didn't care about.
So the focus becomes, how do you come to an audience that's really diverse and widespread and give them something that's entertaining while still providing some information to the engineers and the guys that really this product matters to.
The main objective we had from an emotional standpoint was to give it a personality. We wanted people to understand it, smile, have fun with it. It's nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? So, if you don't take a risk, you're really not going to differentiate yourself. You're not going to separate yourself. And so we wanted to take a risk, and that's really what this spot is all about, taking a little bit of a risk, going about it in an unconventional way.
We were trying to turn this around in a rather quick turn between making the creative happen and bringing the production to life. And so we weren't able to go down and live scout our location, which we typically do. And so just off of taking pictures and having some drawings and some measurements of the unit and the measurements of a room, we had to start to design the place in which we'd put the environment for the unit. And that required all kinds of crazy stuff. We knew we were going to be in a paint booth, and the floor had been painted over, and we didn't know what color it was, and we knew we needed to create a really special environment to pull off the double entendre of making the wooing of the Flogistix multi-stream machine take place.
It's almost a little bit before 8 o'clock in the morning. We're here in sunny Pampa, shooting Flogistix. Get ready to go, setting up pipe, drape. Got the big compressor unit getting ready to load. Matt, check this out. They painted the floor black, completely black for us. And the fumes are making us all high right now. So anyway, we're getting ready for a big day, Flogistix.
Part of the fun of this spot was that we wanted to find a way to take something impersonal like a natural gas compression vapor recovery unit and make it really personal and watchable and give it a sort of sex appeal. So what we're going to do today is highlight everything sexy about this machine, the way we shoot it, the way we light it, and we'll kind of break down the lenses we're using, the cameras we're using. They're helping us accomplish that goal.
We settled on the Red Epic for two reasons really. One, so that I would be able to reframe in post if we wanted to by shooting at 4K and 5K. And two, because of its high frame rate capabilities. We were shooting a lot of this stuff at 120 frames per second in order to get that silky smooth slow-mo. As far as lenses go, we settled with 3 lenses from the Zeiss CP2 Super Speed line, the 21mm, the 50mm, and the 85mm, and then also the Canon L Series 100 macro for those tight macro shots.
The goal for this visually was to achieve an authentic retro style, and we did that through font selection and color palette. Because now we have the ability with all these plugins and all these computers and everything to make anything sparkle and shine and transform and all this. But back then it was so rudimentary, so the challenge was knocking this down.
Well, I was a little nervous to present this concept to the client, but I loved it. Thought it was really funny. You definitely don't see anything else like this during the Thunder broadcast. So I really think that it shows that they're willing to take risks, they're edgy, they know who they are, and they're not afraid to show that.
First of all, I thought it had the potential to be pretty funny and certainly very different than the whole, mom apple pie waving American flags that seem to dominate a lot of the local commercials that are put together. I think probably the best example of how it stands out from the crowd, though, is my 12-year-old son, Brooks, who was in our commercial last year. He was watching the game with me the first night the commercial came on and we got a chance to see it, and he just had a big grin on his face, like he wasn't totally sure what he saw, but he kind of liked it, And so I don't know, for some reason, I think my 12-year-old gave me good feedback that it was at least unique enough that people were going to want to know what the heck was that.
And each spot is really different in its delivery. And we like it that way. I mean, you know, we think both were appropriate and borrow elements from one another and from the main idea, which was to come across as being cool, innovative, different, funny.
I'm sending out an APB for your love, baby. That's right. When life gives you fossil fuels, you capture them all. You call it vapor recovery. That's money, baby. And you always keep it clean. I like the environment better now that you're around. The fact that you can pay attention to several things at once, that gets my attention, baby. That's multi-stream. So go with the flow. Multi-stream, only from Flogistix. Hey, baby, you know I'm talking about you. Oh, yeah. I like the fact that you apply the right amount of pressure to get what you want, that you can do everything at once. You call it multi-stream. Oh, yeah, multi-stream. And the fact that you'll talk to me all day and all night, that's what I'm talking about. So go on with the vapor recovery, you moneymaker, and go with the flow. Multi-stream, only from Flogistix.